That's a good girl. Hey everybody, hola! Welcome to Fibertown in Spain. I'm Emily, Chain of Fools on Ravelry, and this is Flaca. She's one of my friends here who has climbed the mountain with me. There she is, stretching. Isn't she pretty? We call her Flaca because she's really skinny. I am recording al fresco because it's a beautiful day. It's Sunday, the somethingth of June, I don't know. This is episode 73, I believe. And on Tuesday, we will have been here for 2 weeks. And the time has just flown by so far, and it's been wonderful. Flaca's gone. She's probably gonna go have her siesta now. It's almost 5 in the afternoon. We just finished lunch. And, oh, we have another friend. Can you see him? That's Gordo. Gordo is the opposite of Flaca. He is a boy and he is not skinny, but he's a sweetheart. Oh my, it's getting exciting. Okay, the most exciting you get in this place is cows and dogs, but it's wonderful. This is not my typical episode. Usually I have Alice, who is doing all right. We miss her, but she's being well taken care of. She's got lots of new toys, I hear, and people are buttering her food to get her to eat it. So she's just fine. So let me show you a little bit what is around me. We've got Flaca and Gordo. I have so many doggy friends. Okay, this is what I am looking at. I don't know how well you can see that. This village is called Pinilla de los Barruecos. And the Barruecos are these rock formations. I honestly can't see if you can see that because it's very sunny. But behind us is the valley. Down there are some cows. And if you have been following my Instagram feed, I have basically blown up Instagram with pictures of this trip. So, sorry if that's too much Instagramming for you, but I like to have all my pictures in one spot. Anyway, Instagram should really let you buy the photos, like have an Instagram photo album, because I love all my photos there. Anyway, hola Gordo. Gordo is going to have his siesta. Where is he? There he is back there. You can't see him. Okay. Oh. So I'm kind of sitting on a mountain. I climbed up here with my husband's laptop and all of my wool stuff. So let's do this thing. So, intros. If you have introduced yourself recently, then I will talk about it later when I get back home to the States, because I don't know, it's just been, we only have Wi-Fi in the village square, and quite likely, it's super slow, so quite likely I will not be able to upload this episode until late July, early August. We'll see. So we're in the north of Spain, near Burgos. Burgos is about 50 miles away. There are 50 inhabitants of this village, so we have increased the population size quite a bit. Although it does get bigger during the weekend when people come from the city to their family homes. But there's just not a lot of commerce here. I think the main industry here is lumber, quite frankly. In the mountains around here, there's a lot of pine lumber companies. They harvest the pine sap for a lot of different applications. I think for a drink in Greece called retsina, they use pine sap, as well as the wood. And the sap is also for, I think, some cleaning products. So, anyway, oh, yes. So, I'm wearing one of my FOs. It came out okay. These sleeves are a little bit fluttery. It is not knit pattern, so it is a heliotropic pullover by Mercedes Trasovich Clark. I knit it, I don't even remember the details. I finished it a few days before we left and noticed, I don't know if you can see the bottom. Can you see the difference? That's a different stinking dye lot on the bottom. I was so done with this that I just decided to consider it a design feature since it was, at the hem, so doesn't matter. I like the top, although I think this should have come down farther. And the sleeves are a little bit fairy fluttery, which is not my style, but all in all, it's a really nice fabric, and I'm wearing it. It's lovely. The weather in this part of Spain has been so nice. It has not been hot. It has rained a few days. We had hail, but generally it's like this. Maybe about 75 degrees, maybe 80, 85 in the sun. Really, really stinking beautiful. There's Gordo. What is that down there? Oh, that's the sports field. Is that the sports field? Yes. That's where the kids are play soccer. They did a ropes course this morning, and so they're exhausted, and probably we won't see any soccer players today. But there are swallows that come by, and their wings, there's big, this amazing noise. We found a cache of baby kittens, just a few weeks old. Mama has hidden them again, so we don't know where they are now, but it's idyllic. It truly is. I really am glad we came to this particular place. And I hope our next spot is as nice. It'll be hotter. We'll be in the south near Granada, which is not far from the Mediterranean, and on this other side of the Straits of Gibraltar is Africa, Morocco, etc. So it'll definitely be closer to the equator. And however, we are staying in the mountains outside of Granada, so hopefully the nights will at least be cool. Am I still talking about, did I talk about some knitting a little bit? Okay, I did. Heliotropic. Okay, I have a few more finished objects. Where's the other one of these? I finished both. Movers and shakers. Here we go. Flaca was nosing around in all my stuff. This is the one that's been blocked. This is the one I finished first. This is the one I finished while we were here. I messed up on the fish lips kiss heel, and I don't know what I did, but the corners on this particular one, and I apologize, I can't see if I'm showing it correctly or not because of the sun. The corners are not quite right, but it fits okay. This is my usual pattern, other than the fact that there's a fish lips kiss. Can't say it. FLK heel. They match pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, these match pretty well. So, boop, boop. There they are. Lovely. I was listening recently or watching a podcast, and I wish I could remember which one, that said that if you want your self-striping socks to match up, tie your slip knot for your cast on right between color changes. So that way you know that you're starting at pretty much the same place on the second sock. I thought that was a pretty good idea. Might try that again. So that's out of Lollipop yarn on my Carbons needles, my DPNs, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. All right, my third FO. This is all show and tell here today, although I do have some whips. Ugh. One of the first days we got here, it was quite chilly, which was lovely. When I finished my socks, I wore them because I needed them. So I cast on out of some hand spun. Pardon me, I'm sitting on pointy rocks. Okay, I cast on out of some hand spun loop. Remember when I did 2 loop bumps, spun them separately and then plied them together, so I had about 8 ounces. Well, I cast on the Ekin and Kanten, which is a Martina Bain pattern, and it means corners and edges, or edges and corners. So it's like all Martina Bain goodness. Really good travel pattern. So, but mine, her pattern is out of fingering. This is out of worsted. And so I use the colorways Sweet Pea and Sea Glass. So this is the cast on down here. And you know, she manipulates the fabric characteristics in terms of shape so well with her patterns. So it has 4 parts. There's the first. It's like 4 triangles, basically. This is the second. This part here. This is the third. Right here. No, here, sorry. And this is the 4th. So all in all, It is yellows and greens and grays and tans, and it's this giant triangle. Now, something went awry, either on part 3 or part 4, because parts 1 and 4 should match up, and they do not. They do not. So let's see. Part 4 is much shorter and skinnier than part 1. I don't know why. You kind of see. I am not set up well for showing stuff off, but I hope the view makes up for it. Anyway, trust me, I'll put a picture up on my project page. But you know what? Deal. Big fat deal. All right, so this is how I plan to wear it. Probably with maybe tied down here. And it's squishy, nice squishy garter stitch. It's awesome for the winter and rainy days in northern Spain. I can't talk. So that's it. It's my show and tell. I would definitely knit this again and maybe get it right the second time. Who knows? You want to see the works in progress? This is my show notes. Works in progress. Yes, collie wobbles, darling. Let's wobble some collie. So I have one done, right? And this is out of Enchanted Knoll Farms. I don't know, whatever sock base this is. It's gorgeous. Common grackle colorway. There's the collie wobbles. It's got the heel I like. And looky here. I knit on this on the airplane. I didn't take my carbons in the airplane. I took some wooden DPNs that I don't really love. And I didn't care if they were confiscated. They were not. It was fine. But I took those with me and I knit a little bit on the collie wobbles on the flight over here. Can I just say, I have never been sicker on a flight. Horribly sick. Just like my head was a gigantic mushroom of stuffiness. It was awful. I had a sore throat, swollen glands, could not breathe through my nose. I was a mess. I probably infected people on that plane. Sorry. What could I do? I had to go anyway. So, oh my goodness, so sick. For the first few days here, I just kept going, but no fever, no aches, but it was just a supremo head cold of awfulness. So, yeah, what was I saying? Too much information, right? So collie wobbles, I have turned the heel. I am almost done with the gusset, the bottom of the heel gusset. And yeah, I should be finishing these in the next few days. I have had lots of knitting time. This took me a week from start to finish. Hey, bye Gordo. He's gone. So yeah, that is that. What else? Yes, I have some other things. Let's see. Oh, this is what was left from my Ekinen cotton from this. It's enough for maybe a little baby hat. So that will come home with me. Oh, this is coming off. And let's see what else. As soon as the sun goes behind those rocks, I can turn around. Maybe be a little more comfy. Then you could see the rocks because they're amazing. Okay, I swatched for the Hitofude cardigan, and I apologize, I cannot remember the designer's name. But I am swatching out of Luette 100% linen. I don't know, folks. I washed and swatched and washed and dried. I swatched. Okay, here we go. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Okay, so this is the lace pattern. Look. Ooh. Okay, so I swatched with 5, 4, 3, and 2. 4 sizes, 1 repeat with each size. And I think I like either the 2 or the 3 better. Definitely not the 5s and the 4s. They're just too loose. But I just hope that I'm going to like the finished product. I like the fabric okay. I just don't know if I'm going to like the look of the lace in the linen. And I've seen other people do lace cardigans and linen, and it looks good. But I kind of cringe at this thought of doing a cardigan on 3s or 2s. I've never... Even my Volmisa lace cardigan, which has gotten daily wear here. I love that thing. Even that I knit on like 6s or 7s. It's one of those Hannah Fettig small yarn. Oh, can you hear the cowbell? Small yarn on big needles. Oh gosh, rocks. Whew. So I'm gonna have to turn around, I think, because here, we'll do this view. I cannot stand those rocks on my bum anymore. You can see part of the village down there. Look at those beautiful pink carnations. Let's see. Can you see the mountains in the distance? How about over there? Look at the shadows the clouds are making. And hopefully you can see the cows sleeping down there. Oh, and some more of the rocks over there. And the village. I am a very lucky girl. Yes, indeed. So, okay, so that is for the Hitofude. This is not going to work. Okay, I started another Martina Bain pattern. Let me go around this way. Oof. Okay, that's a little bit better, except for the sun. I just didn't bargain on all of these rocks for sitting. Okay, I might have to pause you and find a different spot because this is just not working out for either of us. So, hang on a sec. Can't even see the stop button. There we go. All right, see you again in a minute. Can you hear the little birdie? He just lit on a bramble over there. He's chirping away. Looks to be some sort of chickadee type of bird. And the plant seems to be, I think there's lots of wild raspberries up on these hills. There we go, it's talking about the region again. I'm also spinning a little bit on my Spanish peacock bead whorl with some Gourmet Stash Muse-inspired ponies. I brought only Gourmet Stash fiber with me on this trip, as far as spinning fiber goes. And I just started this guy off, so getting the feel of it. It goes off my spindle. Oh, anyway, I climbed up a little higher, and the sun is behind these rocks, so we should be good. In the process, I slipped and I landed on my right wrist. Yay. But you know what? I'm going to spin anyway because living dangerously. So, speaking of living dangerously, my root canal seems to be holding. I don't have any pain from it right now, so I hope that part 2 of it will keep until I get back home. I did have one more work in progress to show you all. Just want to get this started, and I can talk about my spinning. While I'm spinning, we'll go back to the other work in progress after I talk about this. The first day in this house, the people here are amazing. We have rented a big, they call it Casa Rural, that you can rent. And it's catered by this wonderful family, truly wonderful people. I think if we do this again, we'll be back here for sure. So the first day I got there, my husband calls me, and they were assigning rooms to the students that are here with us. And he called me and said, "You got to come see this." It was an antique spinning wheel in one of the rooms. And they were saying, "Yeah, it belonged to a great-great-aunt, and we just still have it. We don't want to throw it away." And so later, they're going to get it out for me, and I'm going to see if I can make it work. Because it is very, very much like an Ashford traditional. It's the same style. I think it has all the parts. I'm going to use some of my linen as a drive band, because they have something on there that's just not working right now. And see if that works. And I think it could work. It even has 2-ply wool on there right now. It's probably been on there for 100 years, who knows. But it's very, I think the only thing that might keep me from using it is the pedal. The pedal might be trickier than my abilities to repair. So it's like an Ashford traditional, however, it is extremely low to the ground. Extremely, extremely low. It must have been for a teeny tiny little Spanish lady. And I'm sure they were teeny tiny a century and a half ago. So this wheel, you can definitely tell it was handmade, and I will most certainly have pictures of it for you down the road here somewhere. Hopefully I'll show them on the podcast. Perhaps I'll even record a little bit of the wheel live. This is lovely. This has got like a beautiful maroon and teal and chartreuse hiding in this black. Oh, so I did complete the singles on another spinning project on my Gourmet Stash Lucky Charms. Here they are. Oh, beautiful. I would love to be able to ply this on that wheel. I started plying it on a spindle. I hate plying on spindles. Especially a fine yarn that's going to take a while. Even though it is just 1 ounce, it's pretty finely spun. Not consistently spun at all, because, yeah, I just spun it for fun. So it is going to take me a while, but that ounce is single. The singles are done, and all I have to do is ply. So if I can't get this wheel to work, then I think I'll just take all my singles home with me to DC and have a plying party once I get home. The day I left, I walked out, packed up our car with all our stuff, walked out to the mailbox, and there was my Ply magazine. Yay! So I've been reading that. It's the twist issue, learning a lot. Learning basically that there's a lot I still don't know. It's okay. And, learning stuff that I may or may not use. My wrist is hurting. That's not good. But still all very interesting. So, yeah, it's the end of my subscription, and I need to resubscribe as soon as I get home. Okay, so I guess I should stop spinning. It's so much fun. All right, so I will stop spinning this. Can you get a good view with that? There it is. Probably not the best view ever. And I'll show you my other work in progress. It is the Viajante, or the Viajante, by Martina Baim. Martina Baim all over my trip. She just writes good travel patterns, I think. Okay, so this is my Finn from Burketta. Do you remember her? That I've been spinning and plying for forever, and it was that denim-y blue color. Well, about 2 days before we left, maybe 3, I decided to over dye it, and I just put some black dye in the pot, and probably put way too much, and just went for it. I just threw them all in there, all 7 or 8 skeins, about 1,000 yards worth, of about a fingering to a sport weight. And this is what it looks like. So I knew I didn't want to wear anything in that denim color. It just was not me. So now I have this sort of blackish midnight blue to navy blue, and strangely enough, in places, it's brown. It's a very, very interesting mix of colors. Here is one small ball of it. I have no idea if the colors are coming out well. Probably not. But I have started, and I'm using my ChowGoo interchangeables. All I have brought with me are my ChowGoos and my Carbons DPNs. Can't talk. DPNs. And here it is. This is the beginning of the Viajante. I mean, we're talking tiny. But I really like the variegation in the yarn, the way it's knitting up. I don't think I'm going to alternate skeins. Actually, no, that's not true. When I get to the stockinette part, I will alternate skeins. Definitely. Because this is kettle dyed, it's not going to be symmetrical, as it were, in the dyeing process. So I think this is a color I will wear. So, and I think it feels good. Soup to nuts, baby. It's all about the soup to nuts of the sheep. Not nuts of the sheep, but you know what I mean. So, are you asking yourself, have I acquired Spanish wool? Have you asked yourself that? Probably not. But it was foremost on my mind. So, we went to the city of Burgos twice in the time we have been here. And yes, indeed, I did acquire some Spanish wool. I also acquired a crochet hook because I forgot to bring one, and I need one if I'm going to cast on the Hitofude. It's a provisional crochet cast on. So I picked up a 4mm crochet hook, which I think must be a G hook, maybe? Alright, I'm seeing some ants down here. They don't look like the biting kind, but I am directly on the ground, so I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, here's what I got. There were 3 yarn stores on one street. Only one of them had stuff that struck my fancy. Oh, and they carried Katia products, which are made in Spain. So I said, do you have any just 100% wool from Spain? And so the lady went in the back. You can't touch any of the wool in European yarn stores unless there are samples out, and generally there weren't. And one store that I just went in and walked right out of had a sign that said, don't touch. So forget about it. The second store was closing, going out of business, and they had everything out, but I think they had stuff that I would use as weaving warp, but I didn't want to, it wasn't anything special, and I wanted souvenir yarn. So I got me a big old ball of like a Barber Poli. Oh, this is wool and acrylic. It's not even 100%, but it's nice. It's bulky. It could be an awesome hat. So there's that as a little souvenir. And hopefully I'll get to more yarn stores, but it's not a sure thing. And then I bought some Katia Merino Tweed. This is machine washable, and it's very soft. Again, it's a wool acrylic viscose blend. But I really liked the gray tweedy stuff. So yeah, I will not leave empty-handed. And furthermore, we visited the ruins of a Roman city called Clunia. Cowbell. And I am surprised that there are so few sheep in this area. It is cows, cows, cows. Now, where my husband is from, and in the south, it's sheep, sheep, sheep. However, we did, maybe 2 days ago, we went up even higher up in the mountains. It's getting hot up here now. Higher up in the mountains to visit this amazing lagoon, a glacial lake, surrounded by cliffs and waterfalls coming off the cliffs, and it was great. But I did see some sheep herds, flocks of sheep on the way up there. However, at these Roman ruins, we were just tooling around, visiting the forum and the theater and the baths, and what did I find on the ground? Evidence of sheep. Yes. I did some wool gathering of my own, and I can't believe I didn't bring it up with me, but I'll show it at some point. I found some shed wool, and I picked it up and stuffed it in my purse. Yeah, maybe I should spin it. It's just a little bit, but still special, and that's probably the best souvenir I found wool-wise so far. The species of sheep that is prevalent here is a churro, like the Navajo churro, and I think the wool is just, it's fairly long. I think it's more of a rug type wool, and that has been confirmed by the people who own the house. They're like, yeah, the wool from these sheep is not. They said there used to be a lot more sheep than there are now. Now it's just cows. Cowbell, cowbell. I hope you can hear the cowbells. It is so picturesque. So I'm going to leave you for now. I'm going to do one more pan around so you can see, and I'll stand up with the camera so you can hopefully see the house. I don't know. the house where we're staying. Next time I talk to you, it will be in Granada, in a town called, it's a town near Granada called Durcal, D-U-R-C-A-L. And this particular village is called Pinilla de los Barruecos. And the rocks are the Barruecos. And I think the Pinilla refers to all the pine trees. So, all right, let me stand up on my bum hand here. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, so is that our house? That's our house. Can you see that? The rocks. Here, let's pan around this way, then I'll show you the house. There's some more sheep down there in the valley. Let's see, is the dog still here? Gordito, I think he's still napping. See him? Can you see the dog? Gordo! Hi, sweetheart. It's me, darling. Okay, so there's some more of the rocks. And that, can you see that? I don't want to drop the computer. I apologize for any seasickness. I can see nothing. It's so bright out here. But yeah, that's the village, and then back to the rocks. Flaka! I think she's gone. All right, folks, so I hope you are all well and enjoying your summer of S as much as I am. And yes, I have been looking at the pictures of all the S's that you are completing and loving it. I do not have the bandwidth to comment on any of it, but I am briefly looking at it as soon as I can get to the town square and get the Wi-Fi. So, all right, my dears, until next time, hasta luego.